Imagine a friend is telling you a very, very interesting story and you really want to show them that you are engaged and listening to it very carefully. So, what could you say in that situation? Sure, you can just make sounds like, but there are definitely some more exciting ways to do it, and I'm gonna share them with you in this video. Before we get started though, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for some more great English videos every week. Okay, so the most common ways to show interest in a conversation are with short questions like, "Did you?" or some exclamations like, "Oh my gosh," and many other cooler ones which I'll tell you about at the end of this video. So, let's start with the short questions. These are really common, but can be a bit difficult to use properly because they need to reflect what the other person is saying. Let me explain what I mean by that. If my friend says, "I went out for dinner with Josh yesterday," to show interest, I could say, "Did you?" If my friend says, "Josh paid for the bill," I could say, "Did he?" And if she says, "We sat in a park and talked until 4 a.m., I could say, "Did you?" Notice anything similar here? That's right. In all responses, I started with did because all the verbs in the story are in the past. Went, paid, sat. When a friend is telling us a story, really, most of the times they will use the past tense. So did is going to be your best friend. Then after that, you just need to pay attention to who did the action in the story. See, if my friend says, "I went out for dinner," and I'm talking to her, then I'll say you. So, did you? But if she's talking about Josh, who's not here with us, then I'll say, "Did he?" and so on. Just a little note here. In these short questions, we only use words like I, you, he, she, we, they, never people's names. So my response here can only be did he, not did Josh. Or if my friend says, "My parents just bought a new car," I could say, "Did they?" and so on. Great. Let's look at what happens with the verb to be now. See, in my examples before, I only had normal verbs like go, pay, sit, read, swim, etc. So with all these ones, you can use did in your response. But if our friend uses the verb to be in their story, then we will have to repeat the verb to be, still with a subject afterwards. Let me show you an example. First things first, let's remember that the verb to be in the past is was or were. Was for I, he, she, it, and were for you, we, they. So when you hear these ones in the story, then you can't use did. You will need to use was or were in the response as well. So for example, if my friend says, "I was really drunk last night," I will say, "Were you?" not "did you." Here I changed was for were because in the story, the subject is I. So she says, "I am," but my question is with you. So were you? Same thing if she says, "Josh was really drunk last night." I would say, "Was he?" In this case, I keep was because the subject is the same, Josh, he. So was he? Great. So almost time for the cool expressions I promised you at the beginning of the video. But before then, let me tell you why you should study with us at English Unlimited. Come and study English in Australia at English Unlimited. We have English schools in the best cities in Australia and some of the best English teachers in the world. You'll have the best time of your life and improve your English. Just click in the link in the description below to find out more. And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe. Alright guys, time for some cool expressions to show interest in your friends' stories. These expressions are mostly for when we want to show surprise and engagement. Almost like we want to say, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. So I will share them with you in order from mild surprise to very, very surprised. Okay, some very common mild expressions in Australia are no way and geez. By no way, we mean that there is no way that this is true. That's impossible. And geez, well, this is just short for Jesus, as in Jesus Christ. Please remember that the expressions Jesus and oh my God may be offensive to some people because of their explicit reference to religion. So my advice is to try and use alternatives such as geez or oh my gosh, wherever possible. All right, next one on the list is stop it. This just means this is so good, incredible, exciting that I'm not sure I can handle it. So you should stop talking. Now, when we say this, we don't seriously mean that we want our friend to stop talking. It's really just to show my interest and surprise. I know it sounds a bit contradictory, but that's what we say. All right, still a bit higher on the surprise scale, we have, are you serious? Which obviously sounds like what you are hearing is so unbelievable, you want to check with your friend whether they are telling the truth. Again, this is not a real question. Most of the times your friend will just say, yeah, or I know, and continue their story. They understand yours is not really an interrogation. And last one on our list for today is, you've got to be kidding me. Now, this one really means that what your friend is saying is so unbelievable that literally it sounds like a joke. See, kidding is another word for joking, as in saying something that is not true. So, you've got to be kidding me is the same as you must be joking, which some people also say, by the way, and both of them basically mean, I'm sure this is a joke. This can't be true. All right, guys, we're all done for today. I'm sure that now you know plenty of ways to sound interested in your friends' stories next time they tell you one. What was your favorite expression? Leave a comment below. And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe. My name is Holly, and I'll see you soon.